How have the exam boards responded to translation into English? Here are the variables I've identified. Certainly the sentences are simpler for the accredited AQA and Edexcel than for the draft EduCAS, so that might change. Sentences are related one to another for Edexcel, but unrelated sentences in AQA. The criteria, that's the main difference here, is that they're targeted by chunks for AQA but are holistic for Edexcel, and the layout may well be different as well. Something which is in common, and I've noticed when you look at it, this really has happened. One of the requirements was that the translations just needed to be appropriate and sufficient. They didn't have to be accurate. So whereas at the moment it's often the element which is perhaps the one which discriminates most between candidates, that may not be the case now. So here, for example, for the AQA translation, you've got these sentences clearly laid out. C'est les vacances. It's the holidays, and it's fine to say it's a holiday. Ma sœur est contente, my sister's pleased, but she can be glad, content, or happy. So there are, when you look at this, je monte dans ma chambre, I go to my bed, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to my room, those things would be acceptable. And it's the same with Edexcel. So this one is by chunks. The difference for Edexcel is that there you have 5 sentences. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? It's the same there. But there you've got a holistic criteria there. It's all communication. There's no accuracy required in that one. So their meaning is appropriate transferred. Any errors do not detract from the overall clarity of the message. So they give what they would have as model responses, and then you've got, I think this is very helpful, example responses, exemplification to say how many marks it would get if things were incorrect. So it's a different approach from AQA, but for both of them I feel that the exemplification really helps people understand how it would actually be marked. Then that's what the higher one looks like. Same idea for the AQA translation higher, where it's done by chunks. And there you've got the indicative content, the accepted renderings. You've also got reject. So here for my sister's pleased, you can't have my brother is pleased. And je suis fatigué, tired, anything to do with being tired, but not tiring. That does have a different sense. And you're rejecting, I go into my chamber. I think that's quite sad, isn't it, really? Some people might go into their chamber. Anyway. And then Edexcel, translation higher. Oh, the layout's a bit different here, isn't it? Because AQA is kept with the layout it had. Edexcel has gone for the sentences and then a block to fill in your answers. But the same as with the foundation, where it's holistic, and where they do give exemplification of the mark scheme, so you can see that's helpful to be able to get some parity between the examiners.